Xbox has finally gotten another child. Now that Halo is all grown up and isn't special anymore, Xbox finally decided to let him out the nest to do its own thing. To which Microsoft quickly decided, never mind, intervened and shipped him off to his grandparents where now they could do whatever they want. This new child from Microsoft was different. You see, Xbox was struggling for a long time, but just couldn't get anything to work. So this time, Xbox was going to adopt. When they got to the adoption agency, there were so many intriguing options, but they passed on them. The adoption person said the new ones will be back every day. I think that's how adoption agency works. So Xbox went back every day for the past 4 years until it found the right one. Luckily, one day, Xbox did find the one it was looking for, but because of work, it couldn't come back in time to fill out the paperwork, but the agent said she will hold it for them. Xbox rushed to the agency only to find out that the agent sold it away. At this point, Xbox had been through so much and really wanted to have another child. So what did they do? I'm just gonna buy a dog. Yo, what's good? You already know I'm KenWal, and back when I was gaming heavily on my Xbox One, I barely utilized Game Pass. Since then, I've upgraded to a PC, and Xbox, I've gotta say, this shit is fire. Over 300 games. Day one drops, and it gives me an excuse not to buy an Xbox Series X because I had Game Pass on my Xbox One, and now I just transferred it over to my PC. Like, damn, how am I losing? Seriously though, I haven't found one bad thing with the service, and I've been looking. I've been trying to find chinks in its armor. Nothing. When you look at the service itself, I just don't see what's bad about it. More games. Well, obviously, you've heard the saying Netflix of gaming. Well, it's not too far off.
Yeah! Wait, really? Yes. Yes!
Yes, because the marketing does not lie. Game Pass does exactly what it says. So that's why it comes to me as a surprise why some gamers dislike it. And obviously, it's not that I have a problem with them disliking it. It's how it leads into something bigger. This dislike turns into hatred for Game Pass. Then it turns into just going like, no, fuck that. We want this motherfucker to burn. They want Game Pass to fail. They're calling for Game Pass just to die. I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. Where did we get from just disliking something to wanting it to crash and burn? Like, that's some crazy shit. Like, that reminds me of when you're talking to someone who believes in a conspiracy theory, and then they first start off going like, yo, I think I heard about this, and I think this is right. And then later, when they start elaborating on it, they just remove I think from the vocabulary to, nah, I know, this is fact. Like, anyways, with that being said, let's get into today's video, which is why there is so much hatred towards Game Pass. Before we begin though, allow me to give you a friendly reminder to like this video, and if you end up enjoying it here at my channel, know that I give the best and the latest gaming news and discussions like the one you're watching right now. Other links in the description box below. Thanks, crew. Game Pass is $15 with access to over 300 games, including past, current, and future Xbox titles. You can drop out of Game Pass whenever you want, no longer wasting money on buying games that look kind of weak based off of the trailer, but were still interesting, so you were gonna wait till like Christmas or whenever it goes on sale. Game Pass solves that. Me looking at Game Pass as a consumer, it is perfect. So when these haters, which are still consumers at the end of the day, are calling for Game Pass to burn down, I'm like, what?
Come on, coward. No. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
Seriously though, most of the complaints are questions worth asking. But one, why do you care so much? Again, as a consumer, you're not the one getting hurt for once here. And two, the information is out there already. For example, when some people want to conveniently bring up the developers. People say that small developers are getting the short end of the stick when they put their games on Game Pass. Phil Spencer has already discussed what takes place. One of the things that's been cool to see is a developer, usually a smaller to mid-sized developer, might be starting a game and say, hey, we're willing to put this in Game Pass on our launch day if you guys will give us X dollars now, he said. In certain cases, we'll pay for the full production cost of the game. Then they get all the retail opportunities on top of Game Pass. They can go sell it on PlayStation, on Steam, and on Xbox, and on Switch. Sometimes the developer's more done with the game, and it's more just a transaction of, hey, we'll put it in Game Pass if you'll pay us this amount of money. Others want agreements and more based on usage and monetization, and whether it's a store monetization that gets created through transactions or usage.
I'm just gonna say it. These people are fanboys. The complaints don't just stop there. People bring up because of Game Pass, no one is going to buy games. But the same could be said about Netflix. If you really like the movie, then you'll pick it up. But let's be honest, most of us are just sitting our asses down. I don't know. Game Pass being pretty much the first successful service there is, it's just getting too much scrutiny. It reminds me of something else going on right now. I just don't see why certain gamers have so much malice towards the service. The biggest element that I love about Game Pass is it reminds me of Blockbuster. And that's what I think y'all aren't seeing. The people that dislike Game Pass, I think that is what you're not seeing. If it wasn't for Blockbuster, I wouldn't have been able to try out so many games and switch out my scratched up discs. I'm kidding. I did it once. Seriously though, we haven't been able to try games out to this degree in a long time. And now Game Pass is able to do that, but much better. Now, the only valid complaint that I agree about Game Pass is that it even more just gets rid of the use of physical copies. Look, I know I'm a part of a dying breed. Just look how many views that my videos talking about physical copies have gotten. More people that like physical copies have to understand that. But we are right to say that physical copies should always be made and that it will always be a nice alternative. Never get rid of them. Like I said earlier, Game Pass does not help with this. In fact, it shows why physical games are just not necessary, just like a Pornhub account.
The algorithm learns your preferences better that way. Plus, if you get in kind of a cool enough relationship, you can sort of follow each other and check out each other's kinks, you know?
All right, goddamn, sold.
There is little to be done about this since change is always going to come. But to me, the way I look at it is if you are like me and like many others that really like physical games, then support it and hold yourself accountable. Of course, I buy most games online, but for the games I really enjoy and I want to support, I physically purchase it. And with Game Pass being that some of their games don't stay on their platform forever, maybe this will make more people appreciate physical copies because they last forever. I don't know. I'm just wishful thinking here. But to die on this hill for physical games, it's just not worth it. And it definitely should not stop you from using Game Pass.
In a recent interview, Strauss Zelnick, Take-Two CEO, revealed that Game Pass surpassed 30 million subscribers. Phil Spencer then had to awkwardly smile to brush it off after being put on the spot so abruptly like that.
Larry, do you still have the tickle in your anus? I cannot get you an appointment for 2 weeks.
What? Are you experiencing discomfort?
What is she talking about?
What
are you talking about?
Look, the revolution is coming and it will be televised. Game Pass will offer many chances for upcoming developers and veterans to develop new and exciting games that aren't just sequels and remakes. Nothing's wrong with those, but if it's the same thing that we're getting, it's going to get boring quick. You can try games that you would not try because of the price barrier. So many games at E3 2021 during the Xbox conference that normally I would not touch. Like I'd be like, get away from me, get that shit away from me. I'm not trying that. But simply because I had the service, it makes me want to try those games. Although this video first started off about why so many people hate Game Pass, in the middle of writing this video, I realized that people who hate Game Pass just simply are fanboys. And this video was really me fanboying Game Pass. I love it because everyone is going to be like, this guy is such a fanboy. I keep saying it. I'm not a fanboy. I have all the consoles. I'm a consumer. So whatever makes me happy and is fair, I'm going to support. Game Pass is finally something that makes Xbox dope again. I do think that Xbox needs to do a better job at managing their studios because then we'll get better exclusives. Game Pass needs to offer some of the best games in the future because that is how you're going to attract more people, obviously. But more importantly, it's going to be how you keep people. I really lost a lot of faith in Xbox during the Xbox One generation. For the first time, I decided to buy a PlayStation console first. But Game Pass has shown me that Xbox is far from being out this race. Okay, to close things off, Xbox, Game Pass, you've got something here. You really got something here. I did not like the Xbox One generation at all. So much that I switched to a PlayStation 5 instead as my main console, but I'm still in the Xbox ecosystem because of Game Pass, and I think that's great. Before, I was going off on Xbox when I first started doing YouTube and stuff. I'm just like, what were they doing? But now seeing their plan actually coming together now, this is great. I will take my L. I do not mind looking bad here, especially with the things I've said in the past. It's not what I've said in the past was all bad. There's some warranted things there in the past. I didn't know what the hell Xbox was doing. But Game Pass, you guys got something here. You guys really got something here. Keep going. Keep giving us what we want, the consumers. I'm team consumer. Whatever is giving me the best service and that's worth the money, I'm going for. And Game Pass is just, it's that. I don't know what it is what it is. It is what it is. You already know I'm KenWal. Thank you guys for watching today's videos. Remember to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And as always, you guys can catch me soon. Peace.